Hello everyone and welcome to another exciting episode of Weekend Fun series. I'm Vivek Kumar from Suda Analytics and this weekend I have something very interesting for you. TIBCO have recently released a new mod called Pareto Chart Mod, and I was really excited to see this and to try it out, and I simply loved it. Okay, so before going into much details about how we can use Pareto Chart Mod and how it is different from the one we have been creating earlier for performing Pareto analysis in our dashboards, let's talk a little bit about what is Pareto rule itself or what is Pareto chart itself. So basically, historically, it goes back to 1937 when a statistician Joseph Juran publicized the concept, which was based on observation by Wilfred Pareto in late 1800, which talks about a phenomenon that states that 80% of the consequences come from the 20% of the causes. That's why it is also called as 80-20 rule. It states that there is an unequal relationship between inputs and output, means that there are few key factors which are responsible for major outcomes. So basically, it is very useful to communicate the important issues, to prioritize tasks, and mainly there are different applications in profit maximization, loss minimization, etc. Okay, so what Pareto chart does, it tries to split the output into 50-50 ratio, means 50% of the output will be coming from one segment of the categories, and rest 50% of the 50% of the outcomes will be coming from another segment of the categories. And as Pareto rule says, there will be unequal relationship between causes and effect. These number of categories will be split between 80 and 20. Okay, so to achieve this, we split the dataset in that way itself. So let's see how we can achieve this using TIBCO Spotfire and how traditionally we used to do it. I have already loaded the dataset of let's say sample superstore, which is a public dataset, talks about superstore transactions. So first see what exactly, how good a Pareto rule holds in our data set. Okay, so for that I am introducing a bar chart. Okay, and on x-axis I'm taking subcategory because I want to analyze which subcategories are primarily responsible for 50% of the sales. Okay, so I'm taking sales on y-axis, and then I'm sorting the data set into descending order. So my end goal is to identify which of these categories are responsible for 50% approx sales of 50% out of all the categories, and the count of those categories are expected to be close to 20% itself to show the unequal relationship between them. Obviously, some of categories have made more sales as compared to the others. That's why we are taking the highest sales contributor first to reach 50% of the total sales early as early as possible. Okay, to see how much we have achieved so far from the selections, I'm going to create a details analysis as a KPI chart. So I'm going to configure this KPI a bit. I'm going to remove tile by from here because I just want to see the overall number. Sum of sales is fine, and then I'm going to keep all data when nothing is selected so that it gives the overall number. And then I'm going to change the formatting to currency and sort numbers enabled so that we see read numbers more clearly. That is 2.30 million, and That's all here. So out of 2.3 million, 50% will be roughly 1.15 million. To see which category, we will observe which categories are making us to reach till 1.15 million. I'm starting from the highest sales category, phones, 330, 658, storage is making us reach at 882 and 1.09 million, and at this particular point we are slightly above 50%. So basically it seems that these four are the categories which are key factors which are contributing to the most of the sales. Okay, to represent it in a more sophisticated format, we use Pareto chart. So how Pareto chart works is we use the same sorted categories. Okay, just I'm going to duplicate this visualization for time being, and going to switch this one to a combination chart where the x-axis should be sorted and y-axis will be representing cumulative sum of the values. Okay, one in descending order, one in ascending order. Means ascending and descending here means the first arrangement will be cumulative sum considering current value and all next values, and other one will be cumulative sum considering current value and all previous values. Okay, for but first we need to have these axes sorted by certain specific y-axis value. But in combination chart, we do not get any kind of option for sorting the bars by values. So what are our options? I'm going to create a column that will be based on dense rank, so that we can it can help us to sort our data set according to our need. Okay, and dense rank will be talking about sum of sales over category why I'm doing so, because I want overall numbers represented into one group, and then I'm going to order them in descending order so that every single subcategory will be assigned with a unique rank. Okay, for example, bookcases are at 9th rank, chairs at the 2nd rank, and you can see that chairs is the second highest sales category. Similarly, phones at the first place, so accordingly they are sorted. So I'm going to call it as a sales rank. Okay, now as we have to sort these bars, what we need, simply we need to add this sales rank as an axis at the parent node. Now our data points are sorted in sorted order. To create Pareto chart, what we need to use cumulative sum rather than the regular sum. So cumulative sum is basically sum of sales over all previous x-axis. Means like at phones, it is simply the sum of sales by category phones. At this particular node, it will be representing the sum of chairs and the phones. Storage will be considering all previous values, and similarly at papers, it will be taking the sum of this value and all previous values here. We need another category, so another value that is based on sales again, and here again we will take a cumulative sum itself, but approach will be changed a little bit. Rather than all previous, we are going to use all next. Okay, so basically the idea is based on a phenomenon observed, like if we try to arrange one of the series as bar, another as a line chart, and when we convert one of them as a line chart, another one as a bar chart, one will be in all next mode and another one will be all previous mode. it will intersect roughly at the point where the output axis will be splitted into two equal halves. And I'm just doing a bit of formatting here, so I'm going to hide legends for now and enabling markers. You can see that at binders category it is not intersecting it, but it is going slightly above. That's because that's why we are having little bit higher than 50% of profit. So it means that it intersects at this point, which is somewhere between binders and tables. It means that tables are not sufficient. Till the tables it is not sufficient to reach towards 50% profit, but when we include binders category as well, it will exceed the 50% of sales. Means, sorry, I'm talking again and again by profit, but it is about sales right now. Okay, so this is how the Pareto chart looks, and just observe, this is having the same impact as the previous selections, and this particular point indicates that this is the intersection point, and these are the categories which are more significant in terms of sales. For now, come back to our Pareto chart mod, which simply need to be downloaded from here. This link is highlighted here, so you can simply download it from the community, extract the GIF file and drag and drop the mod in the chart. Okay, and then this it will be available as a visualization mod or visualization type available on the visualization types panel. Okay, doing it is very simple. Means once it is added, you simply need to click on Pareto chart, select the x-axis. I'm just closing the regular bar chart, and then I'm giving this space. You need to select x-axis to the subcategory we are observing, y-axis as the value of output sales, and we are done. Okay, this is very close to the representation what we have right now. You can see it as well, and that's all we needed to do, and it have the same impact as the other one. We are able to visualize these things. There are smaller difference, like I can see that this particular line is a little bit lower than this one, and it may be because of the strategy they are opting. There are different ways how they represent Pareto analysis. Okay, one of them is mentioned here in the description as well. Given here, okay. Individual values are represented by bars in descending order, and cumulative total is represented by line. So it is because of the factor, means the approach they have adopted. It is like they are basically using another alternative approach of Pareto analysis that simply combines bars and line charts. Bars represent the actual values in the sorted order, and cumulative totals by the line chart, and then they use dual axis, one to represent the absolute value for the uh, sum of sales, and percentages for representing cumulative sum, and there is a line at 80% to represent the 80-20 split. Okay, so that's what is been have been done here, and that's all about Pareto chart. That's all I had for Pareto chart mod. Give a try and hopefully you will like it. Thank you for watching this video. Have a nice weekend. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe my channel. Thank you.